Home Magazine's annual Fix It with Flair competition is a highlight on this magazine's calendar, and it's proudly presented in partnership with Jojo, for water, for life. Today we are visiting Bianca Antunes and Rob de Barros at their vineyard cottage in Tesselaarsdal, in the picturesque Oeverberg region of the Western Cape. We are shooting their 66 square meters eco-home to showcase how they've followed a very different approach to building their forever home. This project, with its natural vineyard, secured them the spot as the winners in the innovation category of the 2022 Fix It with Flair competition. Photographer Greg Cox and Thuis Homes creative editor Marianne van Wyk captured this special cottage.
This looks amazing. I can't believe you were city slickers. How did you find this place?
It took a few months of searching, and after securing the area that I wanted to be in, we did a walk one Saturday morning with the previous owners on the site, and I took in the view, the soil for the vineyard, and it was absolutely the perfect place. Tesselaarsdal is such a special village. It's got the most beautiful viewpoint over the valley. We spend a lot of time in the village getting to know the locals, and it was through those conversations with locals in the village where I was informed of a local potter who had subdivided a portion of her larger property. I pretty much looked at Rob and I was like, this is it, and she accepted. So we pretty much, the rest was history.
I love how the house interacts with its environment. It sits in its landscape without shouting for attention. So how's the vineyard getting on?
So the vineyard is still very young, only two summers in, so that's 2 seasons. And right now they're growing as bush vines, wild planted between the Renostervelds. So trying to keep that as minimal intervention as possible.
And the house itself, it's a compact space. Was that deliberate? You wanted a small footprint?
Yes, I mean, we built only exactly what we needed.
66 squares?
Yes, 66 square meters. Originally, we didn't have the bedroom section of the house. More than enough space for both of us. Low impact on the environment.
Rob's built the bulk of the house himself, so we kept the design very simple, focused on texture, focused on the views, and yeah, that's what this little cottage of ours showcases.
It looks amazing, guys. We've already seen quite a few shots I think we can get started with, so should we get going?
Awesome, let's do it.
We entered this competition to share our story with people who are considering a sustainable build, but also to share our story and inspire others. It's not something that many people do, and the Tesselaarsdal home readership are people like us.
So we start with this first one here. Hey, what did we say? We were looking at possibly this angle into the lounge.
And definitely getting the view as well.
Yes, I had something set up. You can have a look through.
This is great. I assume we're going to lose some ceiling when you crop for the magazine.
We'll crop down.
And I see our dog model is in perfect position.
Trying already.
I think Duke's embraced the country living a little bit more than we have. He loves his little snooze spots. He knows exactly where the sun enters the building, heats up the floor, he goes and lies on that spot. At night, when the fire starts crackling, you can hear the crackle of the first few logs, and he's already run to the fire and he sits down in front of it.
He's retired to the country. He's 10 this year, so he's seriously slowed down.
Fix It with Flair is an amazing opportunity to showcase something different, something unique, something interesting. And like Bianca said, I think the readership is people like us, just ordinary people who have an idea and a vision.
And the competition's amazing. So you can choose the category that appeals to you the most. And innovation category was one that appealed to us, given that, you know, our foundations are made of tyres, used tyres that we save from landfill, and the natural building and the earth building. So that category appealed to us. And I think anyone who's doing their own renovation project can find the right category in the competition.
This year, the competition boasts a brand new category focused on sustainability. From natural pools to swimming pool conversions can be entered here. And of course, alternative building methods such as this beautiful cottage.
We can cheat it a bit. If you can come this side and just do anti-clockwise, nobody will know it's not perfectly straight. That's great.
Fair enough.
It looks absolutely natural, even if it's not straight. This house does not require much styling because it would not go with the setting and with the lifestyle of the owners. But for shoots, I tend to accessorize a little bit more, but it's all about finding that balance, discussing with the homeowner what you're going to do and respecting them and their style, but making sure Toys and Home get what Toys and Home needs.
When you build your own house, it's a part of you and you're a part of it. It's a very profound, life-changing thing to do. So other than building it ourselves, it's energy. I think people make the home and the landscape makes the home. And we've called it the Vineyard Cottage, and it speaks to the vineyard that's growing just outside.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time here. So the length of the project we built, we really got to connect with the area, with the land, and that makes it a home. You know, you start to be in the space before it's completed. And that was a big factor for us to making this really feel homely and grounded to the place that we are right now.
Coffee table next.
Yeah, what were you thinking for that?
I can see if I can find a plant in the house, or I can start with some of the fynbos that I've got in my bucket.
That will be really nice.
Greg and I always start with what we call a recce. That's walking through the house with a camera, taking some shots. Then we go back to the laptop and we plan the shoot. So we look at which shots work, we discuss that together, which don't, and then we delete those. And we keep that recce folder to guide us through the day, because when the day gets long and you get tired, you can forget about shots.
Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, maybe that sculpture we should fly.
And a cup or something.
Oh, that could look nice.
That could be lovely.
Let's try that.
Okay, let me see. It's all very neutral, so I'm thinking if I could find a pot plant maybe. Something, because
nice, yeah.
we don't have any colourful vases and it won't look right, but I'm thinking if I could get a pot plant with a darker pot.
To add a bit more contrast, yeah, it might stand out a bit more.
Because it's all blending in a little bit.
Okay, if I take a test snap, we can have a look.
Yeah, yeah.
The way that the house faces, the light kind of moved from one side to the other, and the light definitely dictated what we shot when. So we were actually after a little bit of sun coming through the windows to have some sunnier shots, some lighter shots, some more moody shots.
We're also hoping to catch that beautiful natural light that makes those gorgeous architectural lines that's so trendy in interior photography at the moment.
This house is eco-friendly because it's built from the earth beneath our feet. Starting from the foundations, we used car tires, which are then rammed with the earth from the site. These tires are compacted and laid in rows until we get to the surface bed. Thereafter, we made our own bricks. So the bricks are made with the clay that we dug out from the site. We incorporated some local sand from the local quarries, and then straw also grown locally right across from us here in the valley. The basic process is mixing the three elements together at the right ratios and putting them into a brick mold, which is made out of wood, so it's a wooden brick mold, forming the bricks until they're set, and then you lift the mold off and let the bricks dry in the sun. It's the original way people made houses in Morocco, Egypt, all the early civilizations, so it really has been with us from the beginning of time. Once the bricks have been laid and the walls are up, we plaster with a 3-coat system of plaster. So it's a cob plaster, which is once again the same material which we made the brick, clay, sand and straw. And that is a nice thick 20 to 30 mil cob plaster as a rough coat, which we call the scratch coat. Thereafter we make the same mix minus the straw. So we leave the straw out of the second coat, and that is called the smooth coat, which we then smooth over and you actually form the coat of the wall to get a nice straight, even surface. Thereafter we use lime and sand plaster. So lime plaster is also, like I said, is breathable. It allows easy transfer of moisture in the house, so it's not very stuffy. You have a really good air quality.
And from a design perspective, the lime plaster has a tactile beauty to it. Everyone who's new to our cottage, the first thing they want to do is touch the walls, and there is a beautiful texture to it, and you can add more texture or you can polish it for a cleaner finish. So it is very versatile.
Greg, I think I'm still missing a bit of life in the picture. So let me just do an open magazine with a cup, and then looks like someone was literally just sitting there.
Okay, where are you thinking? Somewhere on the coffee table?
Yeah, on the coffee
okay.
table with a cup on it.
Let's have a look.
I'm going to put the cup on the book. Is that okay?
Yeah, maybe just shift everything a little bit to the left. So
Yeah.
take the
But
flowers
what about
to the
the
left.
books on the other side of the vase?
Yeah, okay, let's see.
Okay.
Try that.
Vase
Yeah,
forward,
that's a
a
bit
bit
better.
forward to camera. You don't see that gap.
No, that's much better. Perfect. Let's have a look.
Our home is not only shelter, it is the base for our solar panels, it is the base that we harvest our rainwater, and that's what a home should be. It should fulfill multiple purposes, and in this case, our cottage does.
For us, innovation is all about out of the box. They're here off the grid. There's no municipal services. They've got their own water, electricity, and also another important factor is the level of finishes. Is it finished to a professional level? Definitely it is. There's nothing tacky in this house. It's another thing I look out for when I'm judging together with the rest of the team.
That's really nice, so what's happening over there in that window. So we should probably leave, or if not put something else there, leave that, because the mood of this natural light coming in here is really lovely.
Yeah, so that will draw the eye
Yeah.
that way. Right.
And then I'll just check how that sun's hitting the floor there, but I think it's quite nice. So
It
to
is
leave
lovely,
there.
yeah.
So I'll have a look at the
Yeah,
angle
so
now,
I
because we don't want to miss
mustn't take too long because we're going to lose that beautiful light.
that. Okay, I'll go check it out.
Okay. This is a house where I let myself be guided by the setting and the fact that it's an eco home completely off the grid. I was most impressed with the DIY elements, but then also the balance with the level of finishes inside. I love how the walls look. I love the soft curves of the entrances. Those items also go with the landscape. This we can just reduce. I would stay with the wood and I'll just hide the metal items. The wood is really, really gorgeous.
Perfect. You want to keep the compost in. Yeah.
Compost is maybe nice because it's real, it's what they do here. But I would say, other than that, I would clear this counter. So I'm going to take this jug for now. I might use it somewhere else.
Because we have an extraordinary view, we want to be able to take it in various aspects. So big north-facing windows, that takes in the entire valley. Clear story windows, position these quite smartly so you can see specific mountain ranges or just full sky views. And in the bedroom at night, the clear story windows allows you to see the moon and the stars from bed. So it's connecting with nature in what would be considered very simple ways.
There's a lot of materials in this house that can guide the stylist. The timber ceilings, the timber lintels, the cement floors, a lot of raw texture that's complemented by other natural fibers, which I'm personally a big fan of. So the beauty of the natural finishes really, really, really impressed me.
Probably the number one reason why people don't undertake truly sustainable or natural builds is because there's such a small pool of expertise. And yeah, we're hoping to change that. Us, along with the Natural Building Collective, who we collaborate with extensively, this is the future. It's an old way of building, but it's the future of building. Climate change, sustainable living, it all comes back to this place. And this could be a case study for many other families who want to live sustainably, closer to nature, and happy ever after.
Entries for the Fix It with Flair competition for 2023 are now open, again in partnership with Jojo. Visit fixit.tuis.co.za and look out for a brand new category focused on sustainability. A whopping 125,000 rands in prizes are up for grabs. Tuis Home Magazine's Fix It with Flair competition, proudly brought to you by Jojo. For water, for life.